All right, everybody. Good late afternoon or early evening for some of you. I know I'm a little bit late here with this one, but I've been a little bit busy. Wasn't able to make this video till now. And I wanted to see the practice report anyway. I wanted to get to the practice report before I actually made the video. Sometimes that helps shed some light on things that you don't necessarily get from just the game statuses, especially when you have questionable players. So we've got the injury report for Friday from Brady Henderson, and it is pretty reasonable, I guess. It is pretty okay. It's not nearly as bad as it could have been, but there are still a lot of question marks for both teams. So we don't yet have a full picture of who's going to be available and who's not. So Brady Henderson's got the latest. Let's take a look here. So let's go with the game statuses and then interpret what we can. We've got four guys who are out, and when you're out, you're just out. There's not much to say there. Abraham Lucas, which completely expected. Mario Edwards Jr., which given his age is not surprising. I was hoping he could work his way back by now, but it didn't happen, so he's out. Um, I would assume at this point that even if we make the playoffs, he's unlikely to come back anytime soon. So, yeah, no Mario Edwards Jr., no Phil Haynes, which is obviously a little bit of a bummer with the way the week started, but he did not participate in practice today after missing Thursday, so it's not exactly surprising. And we're going to roll with Anthony Bradford for at least one more game. And maybe if we make the playoffs, Haynes can come back for the, it would probably be Dallas, but it's not like not having Phil Haynes is new. And at the end of the day, we are starting to build synergy around Bradford, so it's certainly not a bad thing, especially when you consider that Bradford may just be given the starting job next year. But I did want Phil Haynes back just because Bradford has been virtually unplayable in several games since he's taken over as the starter. And then we have Kenny McIntosh also out with a thumb injury, which is new as of today. I did not know he had anything going on there. Don't really know what to say about it, but he wasn't playing anyway, so there's really no point in getting upset about that. It seems like we had kind of made a decision to just not let him play no matter what. And again, I don't mind it terribly. I would have liked to have seen him a little bit, but I also understand that this offseason we're probably going to lose DJ Dallas, and McIntosh probably steps into that role next season, so keeping him on ice for this year when he's trying to bounce back from such a major injury is not a bad idea. So, yeah, Lucas, Mario Edwards, Phil Haynes, Kenny McIntosh out for this final game, final regular season game against the Cardinals, which leaves us with a few questionable guys to interpret. So we got four guys on the questionable list. So it could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse given how many injuries we were wading through earlier in the week. One of the guys who was questionable, however, is Jason Peters. And given the fact that he did not practice today and didn't practice at all this week, I don't know who we're kidding. Like, he's not playing. I would be shocked if he was playing. Why he's not listed as doubtful at best, I don't know. That one's a little bit confusing to me. But I would be very, very surprised if Jason Peters actually played today or on Sunday when he doesn't practice all week and he's almost 42 years old and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, Jason Peters, questionable, but only on paper. Um, Again, this is almost certainly going to be his final game as a Seahawk. So, what do we gain from playing him? Not necessarily that much. It's not like he was radically better than a guy like Forsythe or even Curhan, if we're being honest. Maybe he was a little better than Curhan, but I don't think we gain anything really from having him. All right, so also questionable was Nick Bellore, who did participate in practice in limited form today after missing practice the previous 2 days. So he could go one way or the other, but it's not really something that I'm overly concerned about. He did make the Pro Bowl alternate list, so he's doing something right, I guess. Maybe that something is just campaigning on social media well, but I can't say that I'm overly concerned about Nick Bellore's availability, but he is questionable. I mean, this is another guy. Could be his last game as a Seahawk, right? He's a guy who we save some serious money on if we release in the offseason, and he's somebody who doesn't really do a lot when you compare his production to the money we pay him. So this could be his final game as a Seahawk, and I know he wasn't exactly a great Seahawk, but he's been here for a little while and he's done some positive things. So people are certainly going to feel a certain way about that. Jaron Reed also questionable. The issue here being that he did not practice at all this week. He was a DNP on Friday. The good news is he is a veteran player, so it's not like he needs the practice necessarily, but you'd like to see him practice at least a little bit during the week. So, yeah, I'm officially concerned that we don't have Reed, and if we don't have Reed, we're probably going to give up 300 rushing yards to this Cardinals team. We were probably going to give up 200 as it is. Now, without him, I don't know what we do. So, yeah, Jaron Reed did not practice all week, listed as questionable. Seems a little optimistic to say he's actually going to be able to go out there and play. But again, maybe we're just resting him a lot. It is the end of the year, and we have put way too many miles on him. But I don't know. Whenever I see a guy not practice at all week, it's hard to feel great about it, right? So who knows what's going on there. And Jordan Brooks is questionable, but the team has already said he's going to play. He was a full participant in practice today, which is obviously a good sign. And Pete already said we expect Brooks to play. So it looks like we are getting Jordan Brooks, which, hey, that matters. Some of our worst moments this year on defense have come with Jordan Brooks sitting on the sideline. So, as bad as our defense is either way, as much as Jordan Brooks isn't like the linchpin to our defense being great, it does help to have him out there on the field. So, looks like we are going to have that, which is great news. You can also see there's a collection of guys on the injury report who are dinged up, but are definitely going to play, like Leonard Williams, K9, Evan Brown, Anthony Bradford, Artie Burns, Tyler Lockett. So it definitely could have been worse. My main concern right now, my main concern is that Jaron Reed can't go because I don't know how we replace that guy. All right, so now let's look at the Cardinal side of things. I got this tweet from Bobby McManaman, who has got the latest injury report from the Cardinals. Let's jump on over here, zoom in a little bit, or well, actually, yeah, zoom in a little bit here. Let me get the whole thing in frame. Yep, there we go. So they've got 3 players who are out, and one of them is DJ Humphries, who we already knew tore his ligament, so we knew that. DJ Humphries out for the season. Even if the Cardinals were to somehow make the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl, he'd still be out. But they also don't have Dante Stills, one of their starters on the defensive line. That's a significant loss, one of their rookies. And another one of their rookies, Garrett Williams, with an ankle injury, is out. So their defense, which is already not very good, is going to be even weaker. So there should be some serious work our offense can get in on this Cardinals D. So Dante Stills, Garrett Williams, that's they're not exactly great players yet, but they were guys who played for them. I think Garrett Williams was the guy who picked off Geno in the first Cardinals game, so he's doing stuff for them. And then they've got a collection of guys who could go one way or the other listed as questionable. I haven't heard any strong indications one way or the other about any of these guys, but most of them were able to practice at least some this week, which is usually a good sign. So it wouldn't surprise me if all of these guys played. Andre Chichere, Victor Dimukije, Lecky Fotu, that one's actually kind of a big deal. If he's questionable, if he can come back, that's actually kind of a big deal for them. That would actually be a big get back for them. Dennis Gardeck, questionable. That's significant. He's an edge rusher guy that I've always kind of liked, always kind of thought was pretty good. He has practiced the last 2 days, though, so I expect him to play. Zach Pascal, limited. And then you've got Elijah Wilkinson, questionable as well with the illness. Probably means he's playing, but they've got enough injury-wise. This is definitely a team that has been hamstrung by injuries at this point, especially because Hollywood Brown is out for the season as is. So there should be some stuff that we can take advantage of, just like we have some stuff that the Cardinals can take advantage of here. All right, so that's your final injury report of the week, final injury report of this regular season. Could be the final injury report period, because the Seahawks may not have another game to play after this week. So I'll see you guys later. I'll be streaming on Twitch at some point later tonight. Don't know exactly what I'll be doing. Don't know exactly when I'll be doing it, but I hope to see you guys there. Like and follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram and X. And yeah, we will have a pregame video out tomorrow morning, and we will do a Huskies pregame video as well, probably a little bit later in the day. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Let's do something, man. Let's do something this week that makes us proud, and then live with whatever results we happen to get outside of the Seahawks game. See you guys later.